Bam, 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 bam. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Hello, hello, Ali and Patrick and Beaky. Yep, everybody's here. Hello, welcome to Lazy Mini Painting, the laziest of all the mini painting channels, where I don't even turn up on bleeding time. How good is that, eh? I'm Laz. Nice to meet you all, and nice to see some nice friendly faces in again. I'm going to be able to join you on portrait mode this time, because I'm not using my phone for instructions. I'm using Mod Podge and a basing, a big bloody brush. So how is everybody? How is everybody doing? I hope you're all well. Hope you had a nice weekend and had a nice week. It's not been scorchingly hot for you all, unlike me where it's been absolutely bloody roasting. Right, find me. Find my videos. Does help. Good evening, Lee. Good evening. That one. No, wrong one. No, wrong one. Wrong one. That was not the portrait. That's the portrait. Found the portrait. I can come and join you. Dead God, howdy do? Howdy do? I hope you're all having fun. I hope you're all here and enjoying yourselves, nice and relaxed. Counting down to burgers and back rooms this evening. Burgers and back rooms? Is that what's happening today? Is that what's happening later? I don't know if I'll be able to catch that stream, in all fairness. I believe we're talking about the same person if we're talking about back rooms and burgers. I think it's the absolute lunatic who can't even get a body into the back of a spaceship. But it should be fun. But I won't be catching that stream. Right, tonight it's Mod Podge. Now I've put black paint in it so I can actually see where I've painted. And it's to go over all of this, not only to give it a coating of paint. Oh, is it International Burger? Oh, it is International Burger Day today, apparently, isn't it? I didn't find out until like an hour ago. Good evening, Twisted. Good evening. Yeah, I didn't find out it was International Burger Day till about an hour ago. And that was looking on Discord. I just knocked all that over, haven't I? Yep. See, Buzzard had the fun joy of watching me set these up and try and stop them from falling over and not manage it very well at all. That's what Buzzard had, that very nice thing. Daniel Brooks, hello. Hello, Daniel. How are you doing over there in portrait mode? I hope you're doing well. Who else have we got in now? Yeah, prime and paint all the wood, but with a big dock-off brush, because I don't like doing it with a little brush. It takes forever. So big dock-off brush and slather it all over it. Get it all on there, because it is kind of part glue, part varnish, part paint now. So it should get lots of it. It is a fresh tub of Mod Podge. And we have Sha and Daniel. Hello, hello. Welcome in, both of you. This is available on horizontal mode as well as portrait mode if you would prefer the other camera angle. Although in fairness, portrait mode gives you just as much, if not slightly better viewing angle, just not as much interaction with everyone else in chat. Because horizontal does have the bonus of they've got the chat box up there so they can see everything that everyone's saying on both streams, whereas portrait mode, which is the phone version or tablet version, does not have a chat box apart from the one that you can read normally. So there are advantages and disadvantages to both, depending on what you wish to do with it. If you just want to watch, and then portrait is fine. If you wish to interact with the rest of, I'm going to call you all my community, because you keep coming back and I'm really surprised. I'm happy about it. I'm glad, but I never expected people to come back, so it's a shock as well. So you get to interact with the community more than me. I even get people telling me, Laz, stop talking to me. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people in the chat. Fair enough. I can deal with that. I can deal with that. As long as everyone's having a good time, that's all that bloody matters, really, isn't it? Well, and I'm getting whatever I'm supposed to be doing done as well. That kind of that matters as well. But having a good time is the main thing. Enjoying yourselves, getting a bit of hobby done, if you're into the hobby. Getting a bit of trying to sidetrack me with various things, if that's the thing that you come here for. Many people do, just to see how quickly they can derail my stream with giving me something to go look at. Daniel's had, well, that's a physical impossibility in this heat, Daniel. Yeah, it is. Not that you can see me doing it, but it's a physical impossibility. It's too bloody warm. Alright, that side's done except for that bit. So let's get that bit done. And then we can start on the underside of this. And then put it to one side to dry while you do the rest of it. It's pretty much 90% of the hobby is waiting for crap to dry. I am using Mod Podge mixed with paint. And I can't read blue names. Why can't I read blue names? I don't understand why I can't read blue names. I'll have to pop that out now to see who said that then. Patrick, yes, I am using Mod Podge mixed with... Well, it's not actually craft paint, it's Vallejo base colour. It's the Vallejo primer that I threw into it, just because it was the closest one I had to hand. But it is, yeah, essentially black paint thrown into Mod Podge, just so you can see where you've actually painted. Otherwise it becomes quite difficult and you end up giving it like 3 coats when you don't need to. I believe Daniel's saying quite a few things that Ali is pinging out. Or Sparkles is pinging out, just to be sure. I do have moderators in both of them.
No, he's retracted.
Oh, you've retracted? Ah, right, okay. Fair enough. I just saw them disappearing. I just saw messages popping up and disappearing, and it's like, usually Ali's the quick one. So I just assume if a message has gone missing, Ali's seen something that's like, nope. And they're gone. Just like and subscribe. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you very much. I need notifications for this stuff, don't I? I mean, it pops up in my little mini feed, but it doesn't make any sounds. It doesn't make any flashy stuff. I need to find something that's going to make it do flashy stuff, don't I? Like, at least make my light go flicker, flicker, flicker. Or set up some kind of lights that'll flicker, flicker, flicker if someone subscribes, or just to give me a visual indicator so I don't miss it. But thank you very much for the subscription. Thank you very much. I do what I can to earn them. I don't think they should be given away freely. I wish to earn your subscription, whether that be through sheer nonsensical antics or interest in the hobby itself. Either one, really. Both happen on this channel. Both nonsensical antics and modelling and hobby stuff, whether it be Warhammer, Dungeons and Dragons, homemade kit bash stuff, just things in general. You have paint. You have paint. What are you painting, Daniel? What are you painting? Are you painting models? Are you painting scenery? Are you painting portraits? Are you actually an artist? So we do have a few of bits of everything coming through here, which is extremely strange to me. I thought I would only get hobbyists, but no, I get artists through as well. It's good. It's a nice little combination of people that we get. Vallejo Primer has things in it that help form that bond to the Mini, mixing it with Mod Podge. Yeah, so there you go. See, using primer and then mixing primer with Mod Podge, because well, the primer's there to stick and prime the model, and Mod Podge is there to do kind of the same thing. It's kind of doubling up on everything that I want it to do, really, and it does it well. It does it very well. Not sure how I'm going to paint all this yet, because I'm tempted to make it part of the art rock stage, but that means that I need another one of these to replace it, or get the bigger one so I can use the bottom piece to put onto the art rock stage. The art rock stage may become a constant work in progress as I expand and expand and expand. Because, yeah, Cody has given me the idea to make it into a rock city rather than just a rock stage. And although I don't have the room for it, the idea is still there. Oh, all you're doing is watching. No problem, no problem. Just some people do hobby along with me and use me more of a listening thing. Some people watch. And some people use me to go to sleep too. Which again is another one that's like, okay. I don't dictate to you what you get out of my channel. You get out of my channel whatever you get out of my channel. And if it's ASMR, then it's ASMR. Obviously, it's not what I made the channel for, but lots of things get used for what wasn't their original intention, so I won't be the first and certainly won't be the last. I mean, this is getting quite gloopy now, which is good because it's coating a little bit easier, except for these big bristles aren't getting into some of these smaller areas as much as I would like. See, like down there. Now I'm having to use the camera to see certain angles because I'm holding it in a way so obviously you can all see it, but I still need to physically paint it, which, as you can guess, can sometimes make it difficult to have it in camera shot and in the right angle for me to get the paint where I need it to be. It doesn't need to be a thick coating, just a coating enough to essentially base it and help hold it in place afterwards, because this MDF stuff does need gluing, really. Now, I've glued a lot of it and thrown a bit of super glue in bits that kept coming off, which is why some of these aren't moving anymore, because they've been super glued in. Down there. Is anyone going to the UK Games Expo this weekend? You're here for the comedy and still waiting. Yeah, you might be waiting a while for that. Jeez. The comedy ensues when chat decides it ensues. Or somebody, yeah, sets me off on something. Especially if they decide to try and make it a political stream and then I have to tell them no. Because it has happened before where somebody's got me onto the correct topic where I've pretty much politicalised it myself. So it is possible, it's just difficult to do it directly. Right, first piece done. You go over there on the box and please don't stick to it. Which is always the point. You hope I get famous. I don't want to be famous. I mean, I'd like to be known well enough on YouTube that I have a big enough chat that you can all talk to each other and have a community that all works and is happy, and, you know, I love like a nice place on YouTube where people of like mind can congregate. But when it comes to fame, I don't want to be recognised in the street. I do not want to be recognised in the street. That's just going to make it awkward. Especially when I'm out with family. See, I know YouTubers that are known well enough that even in their own town, they cannot walk around. One of which is actually the photographer at my wedding. But that's not what he does for a living. That's just because he's capable. Just, I believe. He knows what to do with cameras and he knows how to edit photos. And as far as I'm concerned, that means you're a photographer. It's usually you that gets you capped in. I have one slot, mate. Do you want it? I have one collaboration slot. That's the problem with the Streamlabs that I'm using. I can't have multiple people up. But I can have one person with me. If you want that slot, mate, it is yours. Just say. Yeah, but it is usually you who gets me talking politics, you fucker. I'm in 5 minutes in. I open 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm 5 minutes in. Yeah, politics is... Look, my stream will change depending on guests. Now, a lot of the time I don't have a guest, so it is just me. But if I do get a guest up, so in the case of Captain, it will probably end up in some kind of political or complaining, ranting stream. Gotta do something first. No worries, man. No worries. Just let me know and I will send you the link. Yeah, Captains, we usually end up ranting about something or and it's usually politically driven. If it's EB, who knows what it could be. I am still waiting for Silvers to come up, but Silvers is very busy. There are a lot of people who also don't wish to come up as well. So there is only one rule. I have to know you're a real person. So I have to have spoken to you in some way, shape or form to know that you're actually a person. I do like to speak to real people that I've spoke to and not just have a surprise person come up and like, I don't even know what you like. So I do need to have spoke to you first or met you. Either one to do. Can I say top fan? I can. I'm not sure who that title actually goes to, in fairness. I know you can check that up on the YouTube analytics, but my phone is busy. But it does actually tell me who my top fan is on the analytics. I just don't look at the analytics enough. That's the problem. See, I don't classify myself as a YouTuber. I know I'm sat here on YouTube and I'm on a live stream and technically that makes me a YouTuber. But I don't classify myself as a YouTuber because I do this as therapy. Yes, you heard me right. I do this as therapy. Weird therapy, I know, but still. It's effective enough that I've been able to stop going to my therapist, put it that way. Because I get just as much out of this and talking to all of you as I did getting from my therapist and talking to her. Lucky! You too, I'm human, enjoying humy things like using lungs to inhale oxygen and eating aquatic life forms. Sounds good. Fish pie. Fish pie. I do prefer my land-dwelling life forms to if I'm going to eat, to be quite honest. Particularly of the pork variety. Can't beat bacon. That's how we know God loves us. God give us bacon. That could be classified as political, couldn't it? Oh well, I've said it now. So, slowly but surely we're getting in there. There are multiple avenues of mental health. You see, I went to therapy because of a non-epileptic attack disorder. Since then, I found out I've also got ADHD. They're like, oh, that explains a lot. Like why I can't keep a simple thought in my head for more than 30 seconds unless I really, really like it. I've not been diagnosed with the autistic side of it yet, but there's a fair few people who seem to think that I'm like that. don't want to look at a brush for at least a week. I've got to say though that Jump Captain, he's looking pretty special. He is looking good. I mean, you were saying, I can't get this right, I can't get this. I'd be more than happy with what you've done. In fact, that would be the best model in my collection. If I was to paint that Jump Captain like that, that would be a standout model out of my entire collection. At the moment, it's my Phobos Librarian, and that's just because of contrast and speed paints. Got him looking quite nice by accident on my first try. Can't recreate it, have tried, naffs it up every time. So yeah, that's not good. Ooh, squirrel. Is squirrel come in? Right, see, ooh, squirrel can mean two things in this channel. One is the little furry rodent thing with the tail, and the other one is somebody who goes by the name of Squirrel on YouTube. So, when you go, ooh, squirrel, I want to look outside and at the chat. Squirrel's not been in for a long time, but then again, he does live in America, and he's probably working right now. Most of my older American subscribers, and I don't mean that by age, I mean how long they've known about my channel. They work and they haven't been in and out as much as they used to when they were just doing YouTube. Now that they've all got full-time jobs again, which just goes to show YouTube doesn't always pay. For all those people who go, you're a YouTuber, you must be earning something. Nuh-uh. Nope. In fact, you'll find most YouTubers, when they start off, earn absolutely nothing and have to put it all in out of their own pocket. Or, if you're lucky like me, you have a few subscribers, just one or two, that are willing to donate and help. Such as, in my case, Buzzard has helped me out ridiculously when it comes to hardware. Cameras, microphones, things like that. Ali has helped me out when it's come to things from my wish list in Amazon. So Ali has bought me a couple of things from there, such as primers and basing materials. And that can really help small channels. Really, really help small channels, because otherwise the rest of it comes out of our pocket. And you can imagine how expensive doing this hobby is. Yeah, exactly. Yay for employment. Criticism of YouTube goes everywhere. Wait till Captain comes up. Oh, we could royally rip into it from there. See, I try and keep it nice when it's just me, because I'm aware that sometimes children come into this stream. Gapinda. Is it? Gapinda Real. Thank you. I wish I could take the credit for actually making it. This is a TT combat kit that I've put together using very, very dodgy instructions that they give you online. And now I'm just mod podging it all because I've got to paint it all eventually. I mean, you don't have to. It comes very nicely kind of burnt wood effect on it, so you don't have to paint it. But seeing as nothing else that I've got has got that effect on it, including the stuff that I've previously bought like this, I'm going to have to paint this, otherwise it's just not going to look right. I'm nice you did. That sentence summons... Look, if anyone is going to get up here and derail me to not be the nice me, it's going to be you, Captain. It is. Because you know that one name that's going to set me off. Oh, I have tried Gunpla. One sec. Somebody mentioned Gunpla. He's been set up here for bloody ages, him. I have tried Gunpla. Gunpla is fun. Ah! I like Gunpla. Problem is, Mrs. made me choose. Mrs. made me choose. I could either continue with my Warhammer collection, which at this point is rather extensive, or I could start up Gunpla, which means getting rid of all my Warhammer. And I have a lot of Warhammer. So I decided to stick with Warhammer. Because I already have loads of it. But I've got to say, every time I go into Manchester Centre, I have a quick nip through Fanboy 3 and through Travelling Man. And I see if they've got any Gunpla on sale. Hello, Arrow. Yeah. There's a third hidden option? Yeah, don't tell her about Battle... She knows about Battletech. She's aware of Battletech because of Secret Santas. It was either Battletech stuff that they wanted or Dungeons and Dragons-y stuff. I'm aware of Battletech, I just don't know what any of the units do, mean, blah blah blah. Essentially, it's like someone coming to me and I saying, "Yeah, get me some Warhammer stuff," and they've not got a they've heard of it, but they haven't got a frigging clue what any of it means. So, yeah, I ended up just getting a load of NPCs from Rogues Den Hobbies, and ta-da! That was that one done. So, yeah. So essentially, look, it'll end up with I'd end up with more Warhammer, more Gunpla, but no wife. And seeing as I'm not actually married yet, I'd rather I want to get my wife. I want my wife. She helps keep me grounded and sane-ish. To a certain degree, anyway. As much as she can. She tries her hardest. No worries, Ali. You have a good night's sleep. I hope it's not too hot for you this time. And I don't know if you got the big thunderstorm last night. Sparkles told me that it apparently happened. I slept through it. As I usually do. Any big loud noises. I mean, I can sleep through fire engines and everything going on outside my house. So just one big bang doesn't do much to me. But apparently it was thunderstorming last night, so let's hope you don't get that. You get more hammer and more Gunpla. Okay. Did you have to say it again, Captain? I mean, it was bad enough that you said it directly to my face and to Sparkles' face when we came over. Do you have to say it again here? You're too good for me. Essentially, that's what he's just said. If I fuck this up, I'm not getting this type of chance again, ever. I mean, I agree with him, but you don't have to quite put it so bluntly. See, what I'm trying to do is get a nice little setup going with Calm. Because Calm's got a 3D printer, and obviously I've got the paint set up. So, he prints, I paint. I think that's a good setup that way. He prints, I paint. Justin! No worries, man, no worries. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for calling in. I mean, if you're busy, you're busy. That's fine. I'm not going to complain at people being busy. You're allowed to be busy. People have shit to do. I mean, look at me, for instance. I've got shit to do right now. Somebody needs my help, they're fucked. Unless it's serious. I mean, if it's really serious, like, crap, lads, this person's gone to hospital, we need you to look after the kids. That's a bit of a difference. But if it's nothing too important, then no, they're going to have to wait now. At least a couple of hours. It's going to take me ages just to get the Mod Podge on these. Even if I try and do it quickly. And I'm using this brush because it was already naffed when I got it. Thank you, Lee. You have a good night, mate, if you're getting off. Hopefully all your stuff's still running and you've not done any electrical faux pas to make anything stop working. I was speaking to someone today actually regarding trains, and I let them know about your channel. They didn't seem very interested. I think they just wanted to get me out of the shop, in fairness. But it's their own fault, because they mentioned that they've got like train track stuff. So, well, if you're gonna bring something up in conversation, at least expect to have the conversation carried on. I don't think they expected me to carry it on. I think they just thought I was a Pokemon nut and thought they could get rid of me by talking about model trains, not realising that I'm actually a 40k player and a miniature hobbyist. So, poor person. Poor person. But she'll definitely remember me when I go in the shop next. Because it's the only place I've found near me that now sells Pokemon cards. Everyone else is sold out or closed down. Which is not good for Mini Lads, because he likes his Pokemon cards. Did we have Angie come in? Just being Angie! Yes, we did. I read it as Justin. Sorry, Angie, I read your name wrong. But that's because it's really small and weirdy, and I can't read off the chat box when it's on my screen. And if you're in, depending which one you're in, depends whether or not it shows up on my phone. And you're in horizontal mode. So that doesn't show up on my phone. Portrait mode does, but horizontal doesn't. And if I open up horizontal chat, I can't read the join chat. The join chat is easier to read slightly. Only slightly. Just waiting for Captain to either send me a WhatsApp going, right, send me a link, or just post it in there, really. Say when he's ready to come up. Not knowing whether or not he's going to be up for half an hour, 45 minutes, the entire stream. Obviously, people work, and Captain works extra hard. He does have a good job. Right, I'm going to have to really splodge that in there somehow. No, I'm going to have to manually paint in there with a different brush and different paint. It's not going to work. But hopefully this is going to add some extra texture to the outside layers. And you can actually see it a little bit easier now. Hello from Sweden. Seahawk, how are you doing? Nice to meet you again. Thank you for coming to join us. You saw a moment ago all this stuff on my desk, which was all the brown stuff, and then I'm now painting it black. Black as the souls. Don't ask where that came from. I'm not sure myself. So, I know it's been ages since I've seen you, Angie. How are you doing? Or even spoke to you. And obviously, now we have Seahawk, but I'm going to have to try and remember his name. It's the one I can't pronounce. I'll remember it if I see it. I just can't pronounce it. It's Seahawk. That's what it says. It's not what it says, but it's what I'm going to call it from now on, because I'm not very good with non-English names. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a typical ignorant Brit who I speak English. So does 90% of the world. So, cheers. It's not that I have any disdain or anything for anyone. I'm just too stupid. Good. I'm glad to hear that, Angie, because I know you've nice new house, nice new all sorts of stuff. Really, you've really cracked on a bit since we last spoke, into quite a degree, a shocking degree. I didn't realise it had changed that much for you. I'm glad when I found out though that you are now much happier, which is good. Is very good. But with me not being up as late as I used to be, especially during times when it was more acceptable to be up late because nobody was bloody doing anything, then it was easier. Now, not so much because I've got to be up at least during the daytime. You're ready when I am? Okie dokie, okie dokie, dokie. How do you want the collab cam? Sus. Collab cam is not yet sending a video. Start collab cam. Generate link. Copy link. No, I need that open. And I need to send this via Facebook. So, book. I even started putting Facebook then as well. Yes, I did start typing Facebook, not stop Facebook. And then we need to go on to those. And then we need to find Captain. Captain is on there. There he is. And then we can paste that in there. Go into that. Close that down. And now wait for Captain to pop up in that section and put my headphones on so I can hear him. Video capture desk does not need an optionals. In fact, yeah, we'll leave it in the chat box as the optional sauce. You don't need to see my face, do you, mate? You know what I look like. Ugly as fuck. Yep. We're already there. You should go make food, Lucky. Go make food. Snacks are good. Snacks are good. I mean, last stream I made a pizza. I made a pizza in the middle of my stream. Because I was hungry. I was really fucking hungry. And I needed food. So I went and got food. See, when I try and sleep it away, it just doesn't work. I just wake up again even more hungry. And then I have to go and get something like proper to eat, like 2 or 3 bowls of cereal. Or cheese on toast and a bowl of cereal and a packet of biscuits. And various other weird, bizarre things that you shouldn't really get. Yeah, link has been sent through Facebook. I've just sent it. I've just sent it. It's definitely there. Let's go back on FAC. Go to that place. Go to messages. Find Captain. And why didn't it send the link? Paste. All that big thing there. Return. Now he sent the link. Why didn't he send the link? Oh, that's just stupid. Right. So now it should be running. There we go. So now I can close that down. Yay! Follow-up question, what should you make? You should make cheese on toast with mango chutney as a pizza sauce. That's what you should make. If you want to put a bit of pepperoni on it as well, go for it. If not, some MSG. Monosodium glutamate. That would be nice as well. Right, so I've definitely sent the link. I'm going to go double check now. I saw it come up. I've just got to... Oh, my machine does not like me going on to 2 things. Yeah, no, that's the link. That's the link. I've just got to wait for his name to pop up next to settings. And I know everyone can see the portrait cam down there if you're watching on. No worries, Angie. You have a lovely... What's a chutney? There you go. That's what a chutney is. Yep, every time I do anything other than open Streamlabs, my computer screams at me going, no! No! This is why I get warning signs all the time through my streams from the computer. Going, you're using me too much. Stop it. Captain, is that link not working? If it's not working, I'll try generating a new one. Because it should work. I've had people up on it before. And I'm looking for where you would pop up so I can add you to the stream and then bring you back onto screen. If you wish to be on screen, you can just be on audio if you want. Some people do wish that. Yes, jummy jum jum. Arcanus terrain. Arcanus terrain. Whoa. Daka 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 daka. Need good terrain for a good war. Still got to get Almuth to help me with my Khorne song as well, though. I mean, he did my Orc song all right. It says it's taking... Right, so it's saying it's going to... Right, I'll generate a new link and then we'll go from there. So, generate a new link. Copy the new link. FAC. And don't start typing fuck at the end of it. Generate new link. Click on Mr. Captain Baptin's name. Paste new link. Enter. Close browser so my computer stops screaming. No, leave that as that. Video captures on my desk so you can see what I'm actually painting. Otherwise, yeah. It is the thing that I'm doing on stream, so it kind of makes sense to see that. No, my Khorne army is going to be... It's about one of the few armies I'm actually going to do Codex colours. So in this case, my Khorne army, my World Eaters will be red. Khorne red, with my fist on red and Scarlet's building them up. Oh, why is it installing Streamlabs? I've sent you a link so you don't have to install Streamlabs. The whole point is it should work like their StreamYard. You just click it, it goes to a browser. That's the point of the collab. Yeah, you shouldn't have to install Streamlabs. Why the fuck's it making you do that, the greasy little bastard? Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that. If it's got to start making people install Streamlabs, I'm fucking it off. I'll go back to Video Ninja. I can have more people on that. I mean, I can't get 1080 on my face with it, but I can get more people on it. And who needs 1080 on my ugly mush? I mean, you're only getting 720 now. And it'll do that. So I'm fuck. If he's going to be an ass, I'm going back to Video Ninja. So then I can have multiple people up. And then there's. Without paying as well. So Streamlabs can go get whooped. The only reason I went to Streamlabs because it gives me a nice free 1080 collab cam. Because, let's face it, not many people want to come up here and talk with me. Or if they do, they're not willing to do the let me check you're a real person thing first. Which is a bit stupid as far as I can see. Because if you're wanting to come up and talk to me, then of course I'm going to check you're a real person. I don't want somebody coming on screaming a load of stuff that I do not want said on my channel, even though I say a load of stuff myself that I don't want on my channel, but that's me. I'm allowed to say stuff I don't want on my channel. Some people, though, no. Because I've had requests before of people who've just come in and... No, they've had different motives to want to come up than to talk and be themselves interesting and just have a general good time. They've come up and they've wanted to be dicks. And, well, there's only enough room for one big dick on here, and guess what? I'm already here. I use biggest dickus, massive cockus, hugest peniseth, and as many other ways as you want to say total twat. What the No, I'm sorry, Captain, because this cunt should let you up. Very few people I would get offended if it says no. You're one of them. Why is it saying no to you? It's being a dick. What's it not saying? Webcam and microphone source you selected. It's now generating. It's putting out. And Mini Laz is struggling to sleep. Okay. Bugger. I wanted you to come up there as well, Captain. It's been too bloody long, and I've not been around online that much, really, since I've been taking my therapy into my own hands. I've kind of pulled away from online a bit, including Discord, which, sad to say, includes my own Discord. I've not been active on there that much recently. So I do apologise for that. It just happened to coincide perfectly with me getting Space Marine 2 as well. Thinking, yeah, I can start playing with people on Discord, and then I took a step back. Just to keep online, not at arm's length, but just not dominating life. Which it can do. It can dominate life. It says join live stream, then it takes me nowhere. That's odd, because, as I said, I've had it working before. I've had EB up. I've had a few people up with me. So I'm not sure why it's saying it won't let you up. See, I can't do Video Ninja through Streamlabs. I can only do Video Ninja through... Although Streamlabs is an OBS plugin, it doesn't take all the things that I can do on OBS properly. So, I'm not sure. I mean, now it'll take you nowhere because I've shut the collab cam. But I had the collab cam open all that time while you was trying. So why it wouldn't let you join at any of that point, I'm not sure. Who've we got in who's going to be willing to... Okay. Shout out to everybody who's willing and is in the knowledge of that they are able to come up. Or at least try it. Who wants to test to find out if the links are working and it's Captain's computer, or if the links are just fucked and I've got to do something else? Any takers from those of you who know you. As I said, I've spoke to you. I know you're a real person. Usual rules apply, but anyone wishing to test, I will do live testing. I have to sometimes, because sometimes shit goes wrong. And I want to know now if this is my PC and my stream, or whether it's Captain's PC or not. And there's only one way I can find that out. I mean, last time I had Cody up, it was on through that. When I had EB up, it was on through that. I mean, I had to fuck around with a couple of sound settings for EB, but we got there in the end. Once I realised that I was using the wrong sound output. Painter. Part of me thinks I should be having the Ark song in the background, but it's only 2 minutes something long, and for a couple of hours I can't have that going on in the back of my head without me being singing it for the next 4 days. And because I did all the vocals, I do sing it. Well, I say sing it. It's an Ark voice, they don't exactly sing, but The music's good. They can play instruments all right. They just don't so much sing. Or I don't anyway when I'm doing it. We's the Orcs. Always built to fight and win. Is how it starts, by the way. You get the dagger. Dagger, 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 dagger. What? Very simple lyrics, aren't they? Very, very simple lyrics. I've had the joy of watching Francois today painting his third Phantom, which is the big Eldar Titan. Doing a very nice job in it as well, I must say. And I keep knocking my board over, but my board's not on screen, so I'm okay. I can knock it over this time. I thought it was going to be on screen, but apparently the positioning that I have my camera in at the moment is stopping my boards from being on screen. So, yay! I don't have to pick it up anymore. I just have to remember that it's knocked down and not knock it onto my bloody keyboard. Right, I've remembered, don't paint the bottoms of them because that's how they stick to things, and I've not got my silicone mat, so I'm going to leave the bottom of it. Well, there's the next piece. I still kept some of the burnt-in textures, so hopefully I'll be able to work with that and bring them out with paint. That will be nice. If not, I'll have to find some other way to get it on there. Oh, we've done 3 parts already. Hey, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Right, well, since you can't come up, Captain, because it's been a dick, how have you been, mate? How's doggies? Because doggies look absolutely wonderful. How's Mama Baptin? And how's Brother Baptin? Because Brother Baptin's been playing a lot of the Space Marine recently, I think. I think he's been playing a lot of Space Marine. Well, yeah. Even though you told her to give me a wide berth, she's still marrying me. No worries. No, I blew now. Patrick. Is that Patrick? That is Patrick. No worries, mate. You have a good evening. And I will catch you on, if not one of my streams, then probably one of Almuth's. Alright, I don't believe there's a members stream tomorrow. And thank you very much for that membership, by the way. Yep, Streamlabs can go and... Yeah, that's one way of putting it. I was going to say something a little less polite, like it can go stick its cock in a blender. But yeah, it can go fornicate right off, will do. You're just being nice because of what I said a minute ago. I know how much. You would have told it to right off without much of a bloody... But now that I've said that you can send me and we're both that... Now you're being nice and behaving yourself, aren't you? Yeah. Trying to make me sound like the bad guy. I get it. I know what your plan is. It's working, but... Alright, you go back in there, and then hopefully when I get a bit of this in there with you, you're going to stay. Come on. That wasn't a slight dig at anyone, by the way, just in case you take offence at anyone going, go on. If you do take offence at someone doing that, well, you really need to get out more. That show's not been on for bloody years. Alright, so if I want Captain to come back on, I've got to go back through OBS and use VDO Ninja. Or it's VDO Ninja, not Video Ninja. Can't remember that. And that's one way you can link cameras into normal OBS. But only at 720 instead of 1080, which is fine for face cams. I only need the 1080 for the desk cam. It's not as easy to see on a 720 resolution. Not that it's easy to see when I drop it off bloody camera either. There you go, that's back in place now. You're off for burgers. Is everybody having burgers tonight? Look, this free burger thing, why is it not happening over in the UK and it's only happening in the US? I'm offended. I like burgers. I want a free burger. Why does no one tell us about free burgers over here? Can somebody send me one? I know it'll probably be cold by the time it gets here, but it'll still be free, so it'll be alright. I've had cold burgers before. I've had cold kebabs, cold pizza, cold tea, cold coffee. I'm not averse to having cold things that are supposed to be hot, as long as they still taste good. You had lentil soup. Oh, Captain, that sounds wrong. That sounds wrong. Lentil soup. I had hot dogs, which is probably worse than lentil soup because it's all the ground up bits of the pig that you don't usually get put in your sausages. But they were so good. Your cheese maxing, you've gone for a pre-made thing of camembert cheese in breadcrumb, which you threw into a pan, and a toast and brie on top. Ooh. See, I'm not a big camembert lover, but I do like a bit of brie. And cheese on toast is just brilliant. Cheese on toast is the second best food ever, and that's only because it gets beaten by a sandwich. Because sandwiches are so versatile. Homemade lentil soup. I wouldn't even know where to start with homemade lentil soup. Have you got to soak lentils first and stuff before you cook them, or do you just put them in the pan and boil them up? How do you actually cook lentils? I've never cooked lentils. Sparkles has cooked lentils. I've just never paid attention when she did, because I wasn't having them. So Sparkles knows how to cook lentils. I haven't got a clue. I think they're the ones you're supposed to soak, like black beans, black eyed peas. Sorry, and I don't mean the really, really crap group with will.i.am and Fergie in. I mean the actual food that is really nice and you have at bonfire night with vinegar and lovely. Yeah, fair enough. Brother's a chef, let him do it. Yeah, the one who gets paid professionally to cook, let him cook. Why? Well, he's professional at it. He does it for a living. Less likelihood of screwing it up. Much less likelihood of screwing it up. Whereas I don't have any chefs in my house. Well, I suppose I'm the chief, but she's the boss. Go figure. Yeah, I'm getting nods. I'm all right. I think I'm safe for another day. I'm not getting thrown out. See, I know which side my bread's buttered on. It's whichever side she fucking says she wants it on. I am not daft. As Captain says, I landed on my feet with this one. Not only did I land on my feet in this one, I came out of fucking pigsty smelling like fucking perfume. So, I'm not that daft. Some people go, yeah, you need to be the king of your own castle. I am the king of my own castle. I've just got a queen to look after as well. And any king who doesn't listen to his queen is going to find himself very shortly lonely in bed. I believe you've got your smokestacks, you've got your barbecue. I've seen that barbecue. That's a nice barbecue. Not that I'd ever use it because I don't do barbecue. Well, I do. I like barbecue. I just don't do it very much. But I've seen that barbecue you've got. It's bloody nice, that. And you got your smoker. And I don't mean the nicotine style smoker. I mean the make food taste nice smoker. You know, like smoked bacon type smoker. Yummy. Pardon me. Just the thought of smoked bacon then is making me think, oh, I want bacon and cheese on toast. I want bacon and cheese on toast now. Oh, Captain! Making me hungry. You just really got into the barbecue side? Yeah, but you've got like Lep to go to, and obviously Thrash who does his barbecuing, and you've got lots of references and people to go to ask for help and guidance on style of barbecuing, how much coals, gas, etc. to use. I have a lot of places to go. I mean, I could go to the same places, but I've got a minuscule garden which isn't very well covered, and if I start doing barbecues with a decent barbecue's getting nicked. Now, if I had a bigger fence with some security on my garden, I might be tempted, but there's no point in me forking out all that money just for local yobbos down the street to walk off with it. And it's not like it'll just be one group of yobbos, so it's like, no, I know who it is, it's them. And it could be any one of like 47 groups of little knobheads and yobbos. And at that point, it becomes a bit of a pain to track them down. Just for a barbecue. So I'd rather just not buy it in the first place. A kilo of chicken wings to marinate for tomorrow night. I don't even know what I'm at. I've not even thought that far ahead. I want to go shopping for tomorrow night's for tea tomorrow. You had to put your barbecue on the house. See, that's how bad it is. When you've got to put a barbecue on your house insurance, then you know that there's a dickhead living not too far away. Saying that, my Warhammer's on our house insurance, but that's just because of the quantity of it. To try and replace that would cost thousands. I'm not joking either. It'll cost thousands to replace all my Warhammer. I wish I was joking. Okay, now. 6 armies? 6 armies and a load of out-of-print terrain. And that out-of-print section just makes the price go up even more. So yes, if anyone does come over and wish to play, I have enough for everyone to play a game. No, those of you who are coming to my wedding, we will not be playing Warhammer. However, if you wish to arrange a weekend away in York for us to go play Warhammer with other members of the channel, that's fine. I could do that. Just because I know there's going to be places in York to play because it's rather popular in that section of the country. There are lots and lots of people in York that play various different games, including Warhammer and Magic and card games and other tabletop games, and yeah, and they usually have enough for everybody else to play as well, which is good. Or even Hero Quest. I'll go get drunk and play Hero Quest, or get drunk and play D&D and just really annoy the Dungeon Master. You're cancelling your tickets to UK right now. If there's no Warhammer game. Well, I'm not going to have a Warhammer game at my wedding. I don't think Sparkles will be very happy with that. Where's my new husband and all his friends? Oh, they're all in the other room throwing dice and playing with little plastic men. He's supposed to be here socialising and going around the room and saying hello to everybody. Nope, they're all in that little room there with all the food and tables set up. See, Hero Quest, Graham's not in tonight because he's going to UK Games Expo tomorrow and he's away in a tent at the moment. But yeah, Graham's got Hero Quest, as well as a few other people over there. I think Dave from MS Paints has got a copy of Hero Quest. We also have Brillo and a few others from that server and that area, and Redcoat as well, who also have Hero Quest and live close enough to be able to make it. And obviously me, Calm, Ramrod, Captain if you were to come over, Buzzard if you was to make it as well. He's not really socialising when there's only 5 of us in there and everybody else is in the other room. Just 5 of us sat in one little place, sat in a corner where nobody else can find us. Where's the groom? He's with the photographer. What are they doing? Playing games. See, I'm getting shaky heads already. I could feel that one burning into the side of my face, which is why I looked. And I was like, no, you're not doing that. If I'm getting dressed up in all this and I've just spent money on a watch for you and you're going to be getting shoes and then you'll be talking to people so they can bloody well see them. Reminds me, I've got to go get my shoes soon as well. I'm not happy because I've got to go get an expensive pair of shoes. So here's a question. Any of you, from the UK this is, rather than the US, because I can't try them on if they're in the US, any idea of a good shoe shop? And I don't mean like Shoe Zone and, you know, one of the cheap shoe shops. I mean a good shoe shop. One that will actually do something with a solid heel and leather soles and, you know, the type you can get replaced and not just have to chuck away. Because I really don't want to have to go into Manchester and go looking through like the Armani and Gucci shops. Am I okay? If it looks right, I'm okay to order online. I just need to be really certain about the fit. So if they're good enough on the fit and good enough a description, so they'll tell me whether it's a 10 wide or a 10.5 narrow. As long as it's good enough to tell me that, I can go online. Look at Shoe have shops though. There's a Shoe in Manchester, so I can go actually check them out. So I can try them on. I just have to order it first, I should imagine, so it's definitely there, and then go try it on and go, no, have you got it in, can you get it in this size, this size, this size? But I could try Shoe, you're right. Shoe does sound like a... See, it says it in the name, Shoe. It does sound good. Now, have we just found a way to sidetrack me on this stream? Yeah, we're painting stuff, and then I went and started looking at shoes. Probably not what you're expecting from a Warhammer stream, or a painting stream at least. He was painting alright, he was doing okay, and then somebody mentioned a shop online, and he started looking at like old man shoes with zips on and things. Because if I can get a decent pair of dress boots as opposed to shoes. You only wear Doc Martens? I can't. I don't want Doc Martens. They don't look good with my grey suit, or my blue suit, or my black suit. Basically, Doc Martens don't go well with 3-piece suits. And I have, or I will have enough of them by the time I get married to warrant a decent pair of shoes to go with it. Now, I've got a decent pair of black shoes, but they don't go that well with my blue and brown suits. They're blue and grey suits even. I don't look good in brown. See, normally I just wear like Adidas trainers. And I was really miffed today because Mini Lads chose Nike. Or Nike if you're one of those people who don't know how to pronounce a silent letter. How many subs have I just lost from that one comment? I'm going to guess at least 3. I call it Nike. Well, fine, but it's a silent letter. It's called Nike. I've got all this now. It's like essentially PVA glue all over my hands. Or black PVA glue. No, lads, do not say words that come into your head. That was so bad. Even I thought that was bad. I shouldn't be online, even with thoughts like that. That's not right. Could have been funny, but not right. And I'm trying to get up to 500 subs, which will get me partial monetization. And I don't want to lose it before I even got it. So I'm not saying it. Good point, Lucky. Pokey, pokey, hosey, hosies, pokey, holes, pokey, holes, pokey, pokey, hosey, hosey, pokey, holes, pokey, holes. I don't want to use a brush. Do you know something? No, I've got this one. This brush is the PVA brush. So this should be alright for clearing those. Right, okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you. See, it's a good job you lot are all observant, because otherwise I'd come back to this next week and be thinking, shit, I've got to cut all these holes out now. Whereas in this case, you've just told me, so I can now go do this. And hopefully clear them out enough so that they're not as irritating future down the line. I mean, some of them might end up being just as bloody irritating because I think I've cleared them and then it's all splodged back in, but others, maybe not. Others, maybe not. Thank you though, Good Lucky, for letting me know about these. See, I'm glad I changed you into technical aid now. Although it may not be on the PC side, and it may be on the hobbying side. Still technical support. Definitely a good role choice. Just got to make sure I clear off the brushes every now and again because it's clogging up. And when I take it out, it's just filling the bloody hole back up. Almost. Almost. If I get a little bit on there, and then I can get that section down there while I'm at it. Excellent! Have I played Munchkin? Kick down the door, get the treasure or fight? Yeah, I've played Munchkin. It's an RPG broken down into the very basics of boot down the door, see what's on the other side. First one to level 10 wins. Munchkin is awesome. Munchkin's a great little game. See, that could be one. It's because I am quite happily a self-proclaimed geek. Okay? So, when it comes to games like Munchkin and Hero Quest and Warhammer and Magic the Gathering and Pokemon cards and all that, I'm quite happy to play them. But Munchkins is fun. And there are so many expansions. There's so many expansions. There's a Warhammer expansion to Munchkins. There's a 40k expansion to it. There's a fantasy expansion to it. There's just a generic sci-fi expansion. I've not played Settlers of Catan. I have seen the game, but I've not played it because, I don't know anyone with a copy. We went to a game convention thing, and every time me and Ramrod went to go get it, somebody had already had it out. So we never got a chance to get that game and try it. We did get another one, which is an old Chinese game. It's kind of like chess, but you're limited on the moves you can make because of cards. And it was really tactical, considering we only had 5 maneuver cards between us. It was a really tactical game, and it was really fun. You have the zombie Munchkins. Nice. Ramrod has the standard Munchkins, and that was just fun to play because it is just 1 minute you're helping someone beat a boss and negotiating who's getting treasure out of it, and then the next thing you know, they're stabbing you in the back and taking a level off you with a card. But you can't win like that. You've got to win by beating the boss or beating a monster. So you can't level up by taking someone else's level and win. But you can get to level 9 that way and then finally beat a guy if you've got enough stuff. Yeah, and you can't level up if you help either, I don't think. Or you can't win by leveling up if someone helps you. But I can't remember exactly on that one. I might be wrong. I think you might be able to. It's just whether or not they're stupid enough to help you when you're obviously not going to win that fight. But if they help you, they get treasure, but you get your final level up. That's just a bit daft. I've not played the zombie Munchkins, but I have played Munchkins, so I'm guessing it's pretty much the same. Kick down the door, get the treasure, or kill the zombie. And it'll be different types of zombies depending on like various different types of zombies for you to fight, rather than just being a zombie with one stat thing. Because if you know you can beat it, then you're not bothered if it's a zombie at the door. But if you know there's multiple types of zombies and one of them you can't beat on your own at the minute, well, that's when the negotiations start. It's like, well, it gives out 2 treasures. I'll take both treasures if we team up because you're getting the experience and the levels. And you can go, no. You can have 1 treasure and then try and take it from there and see if you can negotiate 2 of you beating the zombie rather than just you on your own. And hopefully that person doesn't turn around and stab you in the back straight after. It's kind of like if you played Talisman, it's a bit like that, but much faster and a lot less serious. You can get through a game in about 10-20 minutes if you're quick. So if you've played it before, you know what you're doing. You can play a game in about 10-20 minutes. And you can just reel through games for fun. Because obviously every game is a bit different. You might not get the same weapons as you got last time. You might want to trade because, well, you've just been turned into a woman. Yes, that can happen. You can get turned into a woman. I've still got not the original Talisman, but when they re-released it around about 2010. No, about 2006, was it? Somewhere around there, they re-released it and I got that edition. So I've got the board game Talisman. It just takes fucking ages to play. Especially if you're playing it off the paper rules that come in it, because you can't hold on to monsters to build stats. So you've got to use them straight away, and there is no overspill. So yeah, a little bit of custom ruling is usually needed, just to make sure everyone can find an expedient way of getting through the game. Because Talisman's one of them games, if you're just unlucky, you're not getting a talisman. And if you don't get a talisman, you can't make a break for the middle. And if you can't make a break for the middle, you've got no chance of winning. It's that simple. You need a talisman to be able to win the game. There are a couple of ways of getting one, but if you're unlucky and never get it, or die on your way to the middle with it, and somebody else picks it up, and you're screwed. Because you also need water bottles to get through the desert. And brilliant game, absolutely brilliant game. It's more RPG than Munchkin. Munchkin's very much just taken the very basics of an RPG game, which is fight the monster, get the treasure. That's it. That's Munchkin. Fight the monster, get the treasure, or just get the treasure if you're really lucky. Talisman is you got to go around the outer ring, then you got to find a way into the inner ring, in the middle ring, and then you got to find your way to the center, and then you got to find your way round there up to the Crown of Command. And then you've got to use the Crown of Command to slowly chip away at everybody else's health. Unless they get there as well, and then you two have got to fight it out. And whoever wins then starts chipping away at everyone else's health. And yeah, as soon as somebody's in the Crown of Command area, you can't restart as a new character. But if you die where no one is in there, you can start as a new character. Weird. It's just a lot of stuff. There is a lot of rules to it. That are simple rules. Don't get me wrong, they're very simple rules. Some characters have advantages over others. I don't have all the expansions, so I would like the expansions, but I don't think you can get them anymore. That's a shame, isn't it? I would like the expansions for Talisman. What time are we on? We've done 1, 2, 3, 4 big pieces, which leaves 2 big pieces, and 3 barricades, all there ready and waiting for me to come back in from a nicotine fix. So, for the enjoyment of everybody else, because I won't be able to hear it, I'm putting the Orc song on. So if you've heard this and don't want to listen to it another 6 times, you might want to go make yourself a cup of tea. Or something similar. Go get a drink, snack, whatever. I'm going for nicotine because, yeah, I usually manage about an hour, and this is well been over an hour. So, Orc. Vocals by Lazy Mini Painting, music by Almuth.
Always ready to fight and win.
That's it.
He's always the best. That's dead or not. You just get damage. More dagger. Dagger. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. You just get garbage. More dagger. Dagger, 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 dagger. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Jokes. Always better fun and win. Great is always the best. That's dead or not. You just get garbage. More dagger. Dagger, 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 dagger. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys. Go down, boys. Get cracking. Go down, boys. They're stuck in, boys.
What have I done? What have I done? Right, take that off. Haha, I'm back. Where is... I'm looking for a specific little tab and I can't find it. There it is. Okay. Found the specific little tab now. Okay. Now I've just got to wait for that specific little tab, hopefully to work. Buzzard, did you come back just in time for me to go for a break again? Timing is perfect for that. Your timing is always perfect for that. Hopefully we're getting Captain up this time because he's got to try rebooting. We had a little bit of a conversation while I was having a cigarette, and it works on his phone, it works on his tablet, it just doesn't work on his fucking PC. I don't know why. Should work, but it's not working. Oh, turn desktop audio off because otherwise I get echo. I'm aware of this. I don't want echo. Echo's bad. Echo bad. Echo very bad. I do like that song. I mean, it can get a bit repetitive, especially when you hear it 4 or 5 times in a row. But it's a good song. Especially for a complete amateur. And that's me. Almuth isn't an amateur. Almuth can actually make music. But I can't. So it works. It works. Now, where was he up to? Apart from airwhip bleeding, a lot of it. Bod Podge. And it's this bit now. Now, I hope the bullet holes don't get covered. Pardon me, covered too much. As with the cracks and the bullet and the bolts and stuff. But it's a risk I'm going to have to take. Because I need this to lock it into place. This is like near enough a full tub of bloody Mod Podge that I've put on this so far. And as Lucky said, I'm going to have to go back through all the holes and free them all up. So I don't have to do it again once it's dried. Because it's a lot more difficult once it's dried. Because it's damn near solid at that point. got to be careful because some of these bits are a little bit looser than the rest. So I've got to be a bit more careful with this. This was one of the first ones I did, and I did it without glue. Because you are supposed to be able to do this without glue, but it works better if you actually glue the things into place first. I'm not going to lie. Now, even though I'm Mod Podging it like this, I will be still giving it a base coat with black through the airbrush. Ooh, that's weird. Yeah, let's just remove that. That's how I was talking to Captain. So at least now if it pops up again, I know it's a fresh message. In fact, let's move it out of camera shot just in case something gets said that shouldn't be said on camera. Like my name. Because if you haven't noticed, a lot of you will, I would hope you are all smart enough to know that Laz is a pseudonym. It allows me to be a little bit more freer on here without repercussions of UK government getting involved. And it allows me to have a character. So that character can have and say things that I might not agree with. Which is fun. It means I can take many different perspectives because I don't have to stay within what would be my usual. Because let's face it, my usual one's going to get me banned from YouTube. I'm not that stupid. I know some of my opinions are not YouTube friendly. But I don't have all my opinions on the channel, you see, so I try to keep a varied open mind and for opinions on the. Why is that gone all weird? Is that because you are out of light and in shade now? Is that why you've gone all? Yep, that's why you went all dark. Got it. So if Captain messages me back saying he can't join, I've got to send him a new link. And hopefully this time it'll join on the PC. Fingers crossed. Oh, I dunked that way too far in there. Good job I've got a large area to do, isn't it? And see, that leg's wobbling, see? Got a wobbly leg. It won't work on your PC, and I don't know why either. Because I've had people on with PCs. So why it's not working on the PC is rather fucking annoying. As you said, you don't wish to use your phone, which is entirely understandable. So I can put it to audio only if you just wanted to use your phone. So that way you don't have to sit there with your phone in front of your face going, right, can people see me? Because I can just take it so people can't see you. But they can hear you. But it's fine, because obviously if you don't want to join your phone, that's entirely your choice. And I'm not going to force you. Not that I bloody can anyway. You live a few hundred miles away and there's water between us. So forcing is well and truly out of the option. I've still got the collab up though, just in case you do decide to jump in on your phone. But it's really annoying that. Why won't you let you join on the PC? Unless it is an OBS thing on the PC, you've got to have OBS already installed for Streamlabs to plug into. But then why doesn't it do it on the phone? Because you can get OBS on the phone as well. How very peculiar. How very, very peculiar. Now, I was going to use an old term, but then that old term has been used and abused and changed to mean other things now, so I can't even use that in its correct context without people going, eh. You have OBS, so then that doesn't explain that then. I mean, it shouldn't be anything as stupid as you've got a Mac and I've got a PC or anything like that. So I doubt it's that. Because I think you have a PC, not a Mac. Correct me if I am wrong on that, though. But I don't think that would be an issue. I don't see why that would be an issue. Should be no compatibility issues. Now you're getting me worried because there's a couple of people that I'm due to have up over the next few months once they've sorted themselves out. To not quite painting tutorials because I'm not good enough for a tutorial, but certainly help with just basic painting methods. Such as how to dry brush, how to clean off your dry brush, how to layer. They're not going to ask me for anything like non-metallic metals or anything, I hope, because I'm going to have to tell them I can't do them. And it's also the reason why I've put my World Eaters to one side for a moment, because that is what we will be painting. I still need another box of 10 of those bloody things. Actually, really annoying me now. Why is this not working on the PC? Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that. Streamlabs Collab Cam not working on PC. I'm not going to do it right now because, well, my PC's already shouting at me and screaming, going, no! I mean, I stick 32 gig of RAM in it just to stop that, and it's still doing it. Maybe I should install other things onto the solid state drive as opposed to have it on the hard drive. That might help. Might help with the latency as well, actually. I do have it on low latency, but I'd rather have it on ultra low latency just so I can get the chat quicker. I'm going to have to super glue this leg on. I don't want to have to super glue legs on. It's going to have to be done after the Mod Podge has dried. Was that who I think it was? I believe it was. I believe it was Mr. McT, who is still not allowed on YouTube. And I think that was Insta. It was Mr. McT. No, can't find it. It's not there. No worries, Captain. You have a good night, mate. And thank you for at least wanting to come up. Enjoy your barbecue tomorrow. Enjoy the nice weekend because it's supposed to piss down all next week. So that should be fun. Now, where's that little pop-up gone from Mick T? Oh, it's a Discord. It's Discord. It's not. I thought it was from Instagram. Yeah, I guess you meant bed rather than bed. I'm going to bed. No, you're not. You're going to bed, mate. You're going to bed. It makes more sense for you to go to bed. I mean, you might be a badass. You might know how to rock. But even I'm smart enough to realise that you meant bed. Damn predictive text. I don't know what that is. That's the computer thinking it knows what you want to say when it's not got a fucking clue. Ah, well, I've just knocked that bit out again. Well, while it's out, I can paint it and get a good coating of Mod Podge on there, so that when I do put it back in, these bits round here can actually stick in. Very good coating of Mod Podge. And then when it goes in, it can act as glue. That's the idea anyway. So partial glue, partial paint, bit of everything. I'll slot it back in from this side. If I can get it lined up again. It goes in there. Right. Now I've got, I'm really not looking forward to painting this side because it's quite loose. And obviously being extra careful on the loose leg. Which is why a big loaded brush does help with this. I don't need it 100% covered. As I said, I'm still going to go back through it with an airbrush and try and make sure it's all covered. But this is going to be an adhesive as well as a prime. It's what it's there for, it's what it's meant for. Well, it might not be what it's meant for, but it's what I use it for anyway. And a nice sealant to stop it from warping once I start layering loads of paint onto it. Because along with the black, it's going to need silvers, reds, yellows, blues, greens. Various pillaged colours from different armies across the Warhammer 40k universe. So some Tau colours, probably the same colours that I'm going to use for Calm's army when he eventually gets round to getting it all ready and right, no, that's it, that's what I want, that's what I need painting. And at that point, I'll have a Tau army to paint. That isn't mine. But I should be able to play it. And then hopefully, Calm's going to start getting a few more armies. And then between the two of us, we might be able to start doing proper battle reports and things. That'll be fun for a change. I mean, getting games in, actually be able to play the bloody game. The last person I played was Calm, and that was early 9th. I don't think I've had a game in 10th. Or if I have, it's been a very small game. And it's not very memorable. I think I probably won. But I won just because I had a codex and they didn't. They were running on an index. So I had special rules. They didn't. And that's always a big difference when it comes to playing Warhammer. Especially in the early stages of the edition. Some people have codexes and full rules. Some people are running off old rules or indexes. And it's very unbalanced that way. Not that it's a particularly balanced game in the first place. But it's even more so when one person can't actually use their army properly. And the other person's got loads of stuff that they can do. It's just not fair really, is it? But in 9th, Calm had his Necron Codex. So we actually got a game in on that. Which was nice. I mean, I still technically won. But that's because of the choice of units I had as opposed to any tactical skill. I just had a better choice of units, whereas he had a couple of the Indomitus boxes to use. Which, let's face it, is not a good army overall. It's just, it was just points were correct. The army didn't have any cohesion really. There was no direct tactic or theme behind it to make it work better. It was just a load of Scarfex, a load of warriors, and a few lords. I think we end up kit bashing a unit of immortals out of some of the wardens, and then like all the gubbinsy stuff that came on the wardens were chopped off and put on the actual wardens to make them really stand out. So we had a unit of 5 immortals, but a unit of 5 immortals isn't going to change the face of the battle really. Especially when they're going up against like 6 eradicators, hellblasters, inceptors. Basically a lot more choice than what Calm had. Once I got my codex, I was like, "Ooh, I can build this army and this army and this army and this army. I can do this, 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 and this." Not remembering that my opponent doesn't have all those options. So that was a bit evil of me and a bit cruel of me. And I've learnt my lesson now. Don't do that because people don't like playing when you do shit like that. So now I feel more intercessors than I usually do. Especially if you're fielding a not very themed army. If Northern comes back in, I have the armies built for him though, and they are both themed. So it will be a much more even battle, which I need to message him, and I need to arrange that. Because I need to go play. I want to get a game in before 11th comes out. At least one. Oh, Sparkles is supposed to be playing me, but that takes a bit more persuasion than usual. Alright, let's pick you up like this. And I need something to put you on. So get that piece of card and cover them up. And then you can go down there. And then I can come back to this, paint it properly. Or at least try and spread it out a bit more and get in the nooks and crannies. All the fucks and fannies. However you want to call it. Either way, it's all the bits that are hard to get to. Yeah, going back to the conversation earlier on about am I having a stag do? As I said, I would like one, but my idea of a stag do is not the same as everybody else's. Mainly because I don't drink anymore, so going out and getting absolutely plastered is not on the cards for me. Right, next big one. Next big one. This is going to be so much fun to peel off my fingers later. In fact, I can start now. Look at that. There's nothing much more satisfying than like removing PVA gluey type stuff. It is really satisfying. Don't ask me why I find it satisfying. I just do. Okay, so now we have this one, which has a door recessed and has a generatory thing and has other things, so it's not too bad. This one should be easier than the last one, at least in theory. Watch it all just crumble in my bloody hands now. This one's going to get a bit of a lighter coat on it. I want to try and make sure I keep some of the detail on the top floor. As much as I possibly can anyway. But still give it at least a coat so that when I spray it, it has something to adhere to it. It's not just getting absorbed by the wood. We don't want that. We don't want it getting absorbed by the wood. The wood can absorb the Mod Podge. That's what it's there for. So who have we got left? Who's still pottering around? Who's still listening? Who's still chatting and hobbying? Do we have anyone chatting? No, we've just got Buzzard giving Captain a thumbs up on Talisman, because Talisman's a good game and even Buzzard knows that. Especially the digital edition, which Ramrod has the same digital edition with me, but he has the expansions. So I should ask him for a game of that, really, shouldn't I? In fact, I should message him and go, come in, I need to chat with you. In fact, I'm gonna bloody message him and say, I want to chat with you about a Talisman. Join me. There's nobody here but us chicken. Nightingales was such a fun program, wasn't it? I like Nightingales. 3 night security guards. Just not got a clue. Right, I need to message Ramrod. In fact, the best way to check, see if Ramrod's even awake yet is he still playing Crimson Desert? Yeah, he is. He knows all the expansions and I don't know. He might say no because he's in the middle of playing Crimson Desert at the minute. But I am surprised, dead God, that somebody else actually knows what Nightingales is. Because that was, oh, what's he called? He was in another program where he's a dentist. He's been in loads of stuff. What the hell was he called? He was something Harper in the dentist program. And I can't remember what that one was called. But he's been in loads of stuff. Loads of stuff. And I can't remember what the fucking hell it is. I really can't. So I'm just waiting for a response off Ramrod because he comes in and when I start talking about Talisman and expansions. So that's why I'm leaving that there like that for a minute. Just because I can. And I can talk to people. So if anyone's chatting away, I can... Anyone wants to ask questions, anyone wants to talk to me, go ahead. Go ahead because we've got time. Because I've not long been for a cig break and I don't like leaving too soon after a cig break because that just basically shows I should have just waited, shouldn't I? That's what that means. I should have just waited and then it would have been done. So we'll try that. We'll try that. What window is it clicked on? Oh, that is the collab cam. Okay, so that's where that pops up. I weren't sure where that popped up. I knew it was somewhere. just wasn't 100% where. And I now know why I didn't get Mick T's message on the PC. It's because I'm streaming. And if I'm streaming, Discord does not send me messages. No messages from Discord while I'm streaming. It blocks them. There's something special called a streamer mode. So you don't hear the beep beep, beep beep, beep beep all the time in the middle of the fucking stream. It's fine if it's my channel. That's okay. But it's when every bugger else's channel's going beep beep, beep beep, beep beep. It's like, there's nothing to do with what's going on right now. But it does mean that if anyone puts anything new up in Discord in either the finished models or the work in progress, I don't get a chance to see it. So how many seasons did you get through Dead God before There's Nobody Here But Us chickens became part of your daily vocabulary? Anybody here? There's nobody here but us chickens. And you've got to do that while you're at it as well. Because they said it every time. Every time. It's like almost one of the catchphrases for the show. Yeah. The issue I have with Talisman is because I only know about the central section and the 3 outer rings. Is it in Blues Brothers? Wow. Is it? See, I remember it from Nightingales, which was a British comedy. And obviously not. You may be British. I don't hold it against you because I'm also British. But I don't hold the Americans being American against them or anyone else being from their nation against them either. So I'm not going to hold British being against you. But I did not know it was in Blues Brothers. Maybe that's where it came from originally then, and they just hijacked it for the Nightingale show. Oh, you got lost. Oh, you're from the Pacific Northwest. Who else do I know from? Yeah, that's where Liv's from. She's in the Pacific Northwest as well. Except last night she was blowing up in space. You're not another one who lives in that witchy place, are you? Because I know that witchy place is in the Pacific Northwest. That's Salem. And there was it's definitely right. It was a thing before Nightingales then, right? Okay. I wasn't aware of that, but now that I am, it's okay. Now it makes more sense why it's so many people know it from across the world rather than, because I don't think Nightingales was a worldwide phenomenon, not like Top Gear or anything like that. Liv is always on the bridge. Right, so that means so you've come over from. See, I'm not sure. People come from various different places, so I'm not sure where everybody comes from. I know there's a good chance that we'll have a connection somewhere through another either streamer, YouTuber, Twitch stream, wherever. I know there's a good chance that most of my community comes from other people's stuff. But usually the other person doesn't have a lot to do with Warhammer. Which is why people find their way to me. Which I'm quite happy. I'm glad you found me. But now we have other things to talk about as well. Syndicated is a neat thing about the modern era. It can be taken around the globe, but Nightingales was it's actually quite a while ago that Nightingales was it early 2000s? 90s even? I mean, I watched the box set in it must have been pre-2010, just because of the house of where I was living and when I watched it. I wasn't. Yeah, where I was living at the time, I was only there for certain periods, so it had to be within that period. And, well, by 2016, I was living here. So, yeah, I thought it was from. I thought it was. It was early enough for me to be able to watch the entire thing on DVD and not see it back on and not see it on TV. Because in the 90s I was young whippersnapper. So things like 3 security guards. That sounds boring. I'm going to go out on my bike and get drunk instead. But by the time I'm in my 20s, 30s, different taste in programs and styling, and developed a different sense of humour. Yeah, I got to see it and it was bloody brilliant. But I can't remember what he was called. Not the old guy, the guy with the black hair, and he's been in all sorts of fucking stuff and I can't remember what his name is. I'm going to have to go find out now, otherwise he's going to do my head in. Really going to do my fucking head in. So Comedy... right, so that makes a little more sense. If Comedy Central's essentially getting a lot of the British stuff and playing it on there, that makes a bit more sense, because at the time we had Better Comedy. It's now switched over, so you have Better Comedy in America now, which I never thought I'd actually say, but it's true. It does pain me to say that as an Englishman, that we are no longer top of the bill for comedy, whereas at one point we were right on the cutting edge. The Young Ones was brilliant. I prefer Bottom, which is the more refined version, as far as I can tell, of the Young Ones. It's essentially, it's everything they did as the Dangerous Brothers. They took as the Dangerous Brothers and they got from Young Ones, and then they managed to refine it down to just the meat and bones of it, and it works so well as just two down and outers at the bottom of society, hence the name Bottom, that nothing ever went right for. Bottom was just brilliant. Obviously that's Ade Edmondson and Rick Mail again, but without Nigel Planer. Was it Nigel? Not Nigel Planer. Yeah, the guy who played Neil and the guy who played Mike. I can't remember who they are. I'm sure it was one of them's Nigel Planer. It's okay to find your country, okay? Just okay. Well, we've lost the great part apparently, so we can't call ourselves Great Britain anymore. We're not that great anymore. We've lost that. So yeah, it's okay Britain now. Actually, it's more like little fucking Britain now. But that's a different matter entirely. Especially certain sketches like the Bradford sketch. That's more accurate than you realise nowadays. Where are you from? I'm from Bradford. But do you like cricket? No, I don't like cricket. I don't like cricket. No, I love it. See, okay. Cricket's boring as shit though, I've got to admit. Cricket is boring as shit. It just doesn't work. I'd rather play baseball. And that thing can go on all day. All day. See, I don't like The Office. Because Ricky Gervais has only just started growing on me. I didn't really like Ricky Gervais. Black Books was great. The episode where Bill Bailey becomes all holier than thou. And it's got that woman from Green Wing in it as well. The short dark-haired woman. She was okay. And the Irish guy who plays the main role, you should seriously check out some of his stand-up. It is just as good, and he acts just as drunk. See, I don't think I could watch baseball, but I'd rather watch baseball than watch cricket. I think I actually understand baseball's rules more than cricket. I understand what a foul ball is. I know if you can smack it out of the arena, you get to run all the way around without anyone being able to say anything. And so does anyone else in front of you. So that's a good thing for your team. And yeah, you've got to touch the base. Otherwise, they can get you out really easily. You had Blackadder as a public broadcast. Which one did you get? Did you get Blackadder? Blackadder goes fourth. Blackadder the third. Because there's a few different series depending whether you're in like the Elizabethan era. I think it's Elizabethan. Or is it, no, Victorian. Obviously World War. And then the one where he's bouncing around in the future. And doing all sorts of weird stuff. But Blackadder's... Yeah, I put Blackadder up there with Monty Python. It's just absolutely brilliant comedy. And you're getting some of it out of a historian. There is one that jumps through to future. I'm not sure if it was a special or not. But they kind of get a time machine. Which isn't really a time machine. But ends up being a time machine. It's weird. It's Blackadder. And seeing as the adder's the only poisonous snake we have over here, it makes sense that the poisonous little man who doesn't like anyone or anything except for lining his own pockets and being extremely selfish be called the Blackadder. But Baldric is definitely one of the best characters in it. And that's Tony Robinson. He's a fucking historian. A historian has no right being that funny, even if the writers are that good. Oh, there's loads of things to watch. Coupling's a good one. If you enjoyed Friends, watch Coupling. It's kind of like the British version, but more way just British. Like I said, if you like young ones, watch Bottom. Especially the live shows, because you can get them, and just the amount of screw ups and forgetting lines and stuff like that. That's just it's brilliant. If you like British comedy, Bottom Lives and Bottom is definitely one on your bucket list to watch. Guest House Paradiso, not so much. That's not that great. Even though it is the Bottom characters, it's not an official Bottom film. Whereas Hooligans Island, Weapons Grade Wife Hunts. So yeah, Bottom's definitely. I mean, I got to go see Weapons Grade Wife Hunts. I actually got to see that live. I was in the audience, not the recorded version, but when they toured it, that was good. Also, my friend forgot all about that night and didn't go. And a week later, we're all talking about it. And he's going, and he's thinking, yeah, I'm looking forward to going to that. It's like, it was last week, mate. You missed it. You left your tickets on the mantelpiece and didn't go. I went because they picked me up straight from work and we went straight there. but that was good. What other British comedies? Buzzard, what other comedies can we think of that are just quintessentially British, but good? So, I mean, you could watch the Carry-Ons, but the Carry-Ons don't translate too well these days. Same as some of the Benny Hill stuff doesn't translate too well these days. I mean, lyrically, brilliant. Listen to Rubber Balloons. Ernie, the Fastest Milkman in the West. All great songs. But some of the actual sketches don't translate too well. Mainly because people don't realise that he's always the butt of the joke. Even though he goes for the pretty woman, he never gets a pretty woman. He gets slapped. And they chase him, which is where you get the... That's where you get that from, because he's running away from getting his head kicked in by all the women that he's just give the you see, Benny Hill music, absolutely brilliant. That man was way ahead of his time. He was made for television. Just as television was coming out, with the facial expressions, his play on words. Benny Hill was just awesome. Oh, there's one. Red Dwarf. If you want some good sci-fi comedy, Red Dwarf. It's hard to get sci-fi comedy. It's hard to do it right. Red Dwarf did it. And you'll be walking around calling everyone a smeghead for months. Oh, they made you a total smeghead. I just no. You are a smeghead, Rimmer. Nobody likes you. You always grass. You're always sat there with your lickety splits and you yes sir, no sir. Get my socks in order, sir. You won't even let me play my guitar. You've hid my cigarettes. Well, 2 cigarettes a day. And then you've got Cat, which is a character all into itself. Ow! How am I looking? I'm looking good. Oh yeah. Oh, ow. Oh. How am I looking now? Still looking good. Basically, a human, but it's a cat. His mannerisms are cats. Danny John Jules. Absolutely fantastic for that part. Especially because he did the audition. He came in character. So he already knew what the character was going to be like. And that's what he portrayed on screen. And that's why they hired him straight off. Crichton, when he comes into it, very dry. But has his own moments because he's a robot. And then Rimmer being the straight guy. The one who wants to get ahead in the Corps. Work his way up. Become a lieutenant. Get his pips. But he's just not good enough. Obviously the star of the show, the last living human, which is Lister. Everybody's dead, Dave. What? Everybody? Yes, Dave. Everybody's dead, Dave. What? Even Kachansky? Yes, Dave. Everybody's dead, Dave. Everybody's dead, Dave. Dave, everybody's dead. What? Everybody? Yes, Dave. And then you've got Holly, the computer, which changes a couple of times. Queeg, oh, that's a good episode. Backwards is a good episode. Forwards is a good episode. The Despair Squid. I'm going to have to watch Red Dwarf again. That's one of the first things when me and Sparkles got together, we binge watched. We just sat down for about 2 weeks and just watched every episode of Red Dwarf. And then the new seasons came out, we watched those, and it's a fantastic program. I mean, even that I used to watch that when I was a kid as well, but it still maintained its. Yeah, essentially the horror and the hilarity of defrosting on an empty ship, but it's not an empty ship because your cat's evolved, and the AIs give you a hologram of your old roommate that did your fucking head in. So he's now a hologram. You've got a cat running around who's evolved into a bipedal humanoid. So yeah, Red Dwarf, definitely worth a go. Better than that stupid thing with Nick Frost in it. You know, Simon Pegg's fat mate. Yeah, that he did a space hospital thing. That was shit. But comedy and sci-fi is hard to get right. And the only one I've seen so far, series-wise, that's managed to do it is Red Dwarf. I mean, Spaceballs was good, but that's a movie. Spaceballs was really good. I still want them to make a sequel for that. Obviously, difficult casting John Candy again. But I still want them to make a sequel. May the Schwartz be with you. Space Dolls merchandise. I mean, the real piss take of Star Wars, that especially the Yoda character who's just on about merch. Spaceballs lunchboxes, Spaceballs, everything's essentially. He was selling flamethrowers, lunchboxes, cereals. Apparently the kids loved the flamethrower more than anything though. Can you blame them? And so many other things. I mean, I can't actually think of most of them now because they're just gone from my head. Brazil's got a surprising amount of funniness to it. Zero Theorem's got some funny parts to it as a sci-fi. Very dystopian though, those two. Pretty much the same film from Terry Gilliam. Just one was done really early and one's done for a more modern era with John Malkovich in it, I think. Is Zero Theorem's got John Malkovich in it? Whereas Brazil's got De Niro in that. Yeah, you heard right. De Niro in the Gillingham film. And then you got Baron von Munchausen and Time Bandits. That's a sci-fi. When you break it down, it's an odd sci-fi, but it's still a sci-fi film. Yeah, Hyperdrive, that was it. It was shit. Don't bother watching that one. Red Dwarf all the way. Although, jumping over to your side of the pond, Orville wasn't that bad. The Orville, Star Trek ripoff with Seth MacFarlane. Yeah, that wasn't bad. Took me a while to get past the first couple of episodes and past the MacFarlane thing, because it is just the MacFarlane thing. But yeah, the Orville weren't too bad. I quite like that one. But that was just more of a slight satire on Star Trek rather than its own thing, its own lore, its own everything. That was more of a Star Trek satire. Still good, just could have been a bit more original. Well, no. What's it called? Essentially, Scotty's son and a few other actors have done the final voyage, or the final year's voyage, because TOS was a limited thing. They was going out for a certain amount of time to explore. It wasn't just an ongoing mission, which it was in Next Gen. I think it was a 4-year mission, and they only did 3 series of TOS. So obviously the 4th year got missed. So they've actually done more of a fan-made thing, but really well done. They've got it on YouTube, and I just can't remember what it's called. But they do follow. They finish it off and do the 4th year, even getting Scotty's son to play Scotty. Obviously, he's floating around in space at the moment. He ain't gonna play jack shit, is he? But that was good. That was good. I don't like the new Star Treks, because ever since, I think it was Discovery, the one where they changed the Klingons to be really weird. I've not liked it since then. Even Picard was a huge letdown. Enterprise I need to give another go, because the intro always puts me off. It's not a Star Trek. Hope of Humanity versus Grimdark Edginess. Yeah, it was a bit of that. But I wanted, if you're going to do Star Trek, if you're going to do it as a satire, then do it as a satire, that's fine. But you can't expect people to take you seriously if you're cracking jokes all the time. And some of them bad jokes, let's face it. Like the episode where they sprout a tree in a ship. It's like, well, what would you have said? I'd have said, you've got word. It's like, no, love, that wasn't funny. That wouldn't have been funny if a bloke said it. Never mind when you said it. It was just bad. I'm thinking it ends up saying Happy Harbour Day. And I was like, what's Harbour Day? It's like, even I'm aware of Harbour Day, and I'm British. It's a holiday in America. And it was the tree, giant oak, which is, as far as I'm aware, related to Harbour Day. Purple names. Pretty close. Hello, Clumsy. Howdy diddles. You okay? We're talking about comedies, specifically British ones. So if you've got any you can think of that are good, that I'm not going to disagree with, therein lies the problem, I know. But yeah, if you can think of any, pop them in. We've been through Office, we've been through Red Dwarf, we've gone through Bottom, Young Ones, Dangerous Brothers, which was Rick and Aid's first outing together. Well, first televised outing. I'm not too bad, Clumsy. I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. I mean, now it's cooled down a lot. Yeah, I'm feeling better. But I'm still sat here under lights, so I'm still roasting. I'm still warm, because lights are all on me. And lights get hot. And I know we have flowers for the cake for the wedding now, which is good. They arrived today. I think they're for the cake. No, actually, they might not be for the cake. They might be buttonholes. I'm going to have to ask Sparkles and find out for definite what they're for. But we definitely had flowers arrive today. Monty Python, again, calm. Good coming in there. British comedies that have been shipped over to the States. Yeah, that's a better one. Yeah, Monty Python definitely went over there. We know Monty Python. I think everybody in the world knows Monty Python, even if it's just a parrot sketch. This is a deceased parrot. No, he's not. He's just sleeping. This is dead. Are you sure? He's dead. He was never sat on his perch. He was nailed to his perch. Oh, plenty of time, plenty of time. Is Liv still stuck on the bridge? Is there a stream tonight? Nothing's popped up on my phone, so I'm not sure if there's a stream tonight. I mean, obviously I'm streaming right now, but in the case of Dead God, then there is another streamer that we both watch. So right. Let's see if I can wash most of this Mod Podge out of this brush. I'm going to have to think of loads now. They're all going to come to me in the middle of a Star Citizen explosion, aren't they? And then all of chat's going to wonder, what the fuck are you talking about? Hale and Pace, Fast Show, Harry Enfield. See, mind gone blank. Calm comes in, saves the day. Fast Show. Oh, suits you, sir. Fast Show is absolutely brilliant. Just cut to the punchline. Cut to the funny bit. Cut to the funny bit. Cut to the funny bit. Next. And they just throw them back at you so quickly. Just throw them through. My personal favourite is Rolly Birkin. I think Rolly Birkin is an absolutely fantastic character. Even if you can't find Fast Show, Rolly Birkin is on YouTube. Yeah, there was one planned for today, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, a few weeks ago we were supposed to be painting World Eaters on here. That didn't happen because no paints. So that, hence why, if it comes up in conversation, you'll know why I'm talking about paints now and stuff. Because yeah, Liv's the one I'm supposed to be showing how to paint a World Eater. I know some of you people are wondering, who the fuck's Liv? Quite rightly so. Liv's only been in here once. She didn't hang around for too long. But it is another streamer that I do talk to and game with every now and again. And I agreed, much to my... I'm going to say, much to my own naivety, that I would help them or talk them through how to paint a World Eater. But yeah, we're just waiting for... I'll swap you for my 6.5 foot pile of stuff in boxes. I've got 6 armies. You'll be in and out? No worries. I'm probably going to be drawing to the close in the next 25 minutes or so, Cam, so don't worry about it. Don't panic too much, mate. Don't panic too much. Although it is nice to have a moderator in. And having Clumsy in that one over there on the portrait mode helps as well, because you can keep an eye on the portrait mode in case any absolute bloody idiots come in. Although I think it's only me, Clumsy and Sparkles in the portrait mode at the moment. So yeah, conversation could go weird in portrait. Yeah, everyone's talking on the main one, Clumsy. You're in the portrait one, but there's me and Sparkles in the portrait one at the minute. But obviously, I'm in this one as well. You found a stomper. And you're back in that one. Yeah, it's quieter and peaceful in there, Clumsy. Dead God, look what Cam says he's found. He's found a stomper. Yeah, you would get out alive in import fees if you wanted all 6 of my armies. It's only, 13,000 points worth of Space Marines. 3,000 points worth of Tyranids. 3,000 points worth of Guard. 2,000 points-ish worth of World Eaters. And I don't know how much I've got in Orcs. I just know I have most fast attack options. A Stomper. And I'm definitely going to get my way up into the hundreds for boys again. Especially when the 11th edition box set comes out, because I get another 20 more and then I get to redo the ones that are in the tub. Right, all these are drying now. So I've got all the big building bits are drying over there because there's not enough room here, and these bits are drying in here because there's not enough room over there anymore. Well, if it's his birthday present, that's fine. I think I'm getting the 11th. I'm not sure if I'm getting 11th edition for Father's Day or an early birthday. But I know I'm getting the 11th edition box set. But that's fine for me because it's all kind of Space Marines. You have Necrons, Vanilla Chaos, Space Marines, all Space Marines, Thousand Suns, and a few starter boxes. See, that's good enough. That's enough. Necrons are easy. You just spray them silver, null oil them, and a bit of whatever colour on your weapons. If you get Calm to take a picture of some of his, and my Discord's free, by the way, so if you want to join up in there, feel free. There should be a link in the video description. Calm's Necrons are the ones I painted for him. But yeah, they're really easy. Really easy. Stupidly easy. I did have some vanilla Chaos Space Marines, but then I decided I wanted Khorne. I wanted a melee Space Marine force, so I went for World Eaters. Tyranids I just ended up collecting by accident because I got Leviathan box and then Leviathan starters, and essentially I ended up with 2 of a lot of things and 3 of others, and then it kind of got out of hand. I've got a few big bugs and a lot of hordes now. Thousand Suns. I was tempted with them. I was tempted with Thousand Suns. I ended up shipping my Votann over to South Carolina. It was only a combat patrol, so it wasn't that much. Yeah, I have a lot of that's why my World Eaters ended up with the standard scheme. My Space Marines are just black with blue shoulder pads. I kept them simple. So let's grab Mr. Librarian. So you see a blue shoulder pad sticking out. His leg is black, but in this case, his cloak is green. But everything else is pretty much black with blue shoulder pads for him. So I chose a really simple one for my Space Marines. My Tyranids were all speed painted. All used Army Painter speed paint first version, so it's one that reactivates. And I just speed painted it and then dry brushed it with ivory, and that worked. Hey, way fucking hey. You can't really grumble at that. So I chose green, yellow, and purple for those. Essentially, I chose purple as my main colour, then chose green and yellow as the accenting colours. In fact, that's a good way of doing it, is going for a colour wheel, choose your main colour scheme, and then kind of triangle it out. So let's see if I can get a colour wheel without my computer screaming at me. Colour wheel. We would like quite an advanced colour wheel, please, not just the basic one. There we go. Right. Let's see if we can actually get this one to show up. There we go. Okay, so there's a colour wheel. And how I chose... Oh. I'm going to have to make that smaller, aren't I? Oh, he's going to have to make that smaller to make it fit. There we go. So how I chose my Tyranids was I picked the purple that I wanted. So I picked kind of right round here. then obviously usually directly across from it gives you your thingy colours. But if you draw a small circle, a small triangle, so I went from like there, and then came back to the purple, it gives you 2 accenting colours that should work. So if I move round to the red, it'll tell me to go more bluey green and more greeny yellow. If I go for the orange, it's going to tell me to go bluey purple and bluey green, but very much stay within the blue spectrum. But when I went for purple, it put in yellow and green for what I was going to use it for. And if I put that up, I can't see my chat box anymore. So that's how I chose my colours for the Tyranids. Orcs originally was going to be blue. I was going to do Death Skulls. But then when I chose blue for my Space Marines, I had to choose a different colour. So now they're yellow. Now they're yellow. And they use the flashiest and the richest gits. Even though they all have cars and buggies and all fast attack, they should be red. They're all yellow. Which is why the Orc stage ends up being half red, half yellow. Because that's how it arrived when Steve sent it to me as his cardboard stage. Mostly made up of cardboard and a couple of plant pots. Great idea though to have an Orc stage. So I took that idea and decided I'm going to use all my plastic shit from buildings and kit bashy and all stuff. And I wanted to actually make the speakers work and have lights on it. So that's how we ended up with the Orc stage. Yeah, cars explode better, right? They do. I mean, this is my Shock Jump Dragster. So, yeah. Things definitely want to go kablooey out of that thing. But I have a Boomdacker Snazwagon, and yes, I enjoy saying that. Boomdacker Snazwagon, Boomdacker Snazwagon, Boomdacker Snazwagon, Boomdacker Snazwagon. And Custom Booster Blaster. A Custom Booster Blaster. I got a Custom Booster Blaster with my Boomdacker Snazwagon. And Shock Jump Dragster. I also got about, 6 or 9 Deathcopters. 6 bikes. My Proxy Gazgul and a Stomper for him to ride in. So that's fun. No, he's not. That is the correct side for a driver. I think. Let me just check. Let me just think for a minute. No, that's the correct side for the driver, and that's the correct side for... Don't forget, Orcs are quintessentially British football hooligans. So, yeah, that's the correct side. Little dude in there. He's fine. He's alright. And the 2 little Gretchens are having fun as well. Probably the best one I've painted out of all 3, which is why I brought this one down. And left the others up there, because this ended up with a red undercoat and then went over it with yellow, which is why it looks the way it does. Whereas the ones that I just sprayed straight yellow, this is the Custom Booster Blaster, the ones that I just painted straight yellow don't quite have that depth of it, but it still works. You ever glued him in? He should not be glued in. No, he's not. Okay. But it still works as a yellow colour. I just like, yeah. Although my favourite one is... That's the Custom Booster Blaster. And the Boomdacker Snazwagon is still my favourite one. Just because that's the one with the Gretchen on the front. Don't knock him off. I've got my gunplot up there as well, so I don't want to knock that off either. That's still my favourite one just because of that Gretchen. And I like the little flamey bottle things that I've managed to get going. They're not too bad. But none of them have quite got the reddy orange yellow that the Shock Drum Dragster's got, which I'm a little bit gutted about because I do like that colour, and I forgot to spray them all red first, which is what I should have done. Now that this brush is clean, I can also give it a bit of a dust, because it does live on top of my PC. Yeah, what I did with mine is, because right, no, they're both Fire Giant orange. That's not good. What I used was the Army Painter Speed Paints, but I used the original version. So they've redone these into a 2.0 now, so you can't get these ones anymore. But the original ones reactivated when you put another paint over it, unless you sealed it in with varnish. I mean, even the varnish would reactivate it, but it would stop it activating with the paint over the top. So I sprayed it with the blood red from that first, and then when I went over it with the yellow, it kind of reactivated it to give it that yellow orangey. So if I put them actually next to each other, see the difference in yellows. So that's got the red undercoat. That's got the basic undercoat, much of a brighter yellow compared to this, which is again, I agree, it's a really nice yellow, but with it had a red undercoat on it. So when I sprayed the yellow onto it, that's what it came out like. Which I must agree myself, that is a better yellow than the other one. But your undercoats can play a big part in what the overall effect is going to be. For instance, I always slap chop dry brush my black models first for the detail, but it does help when you come round to painting. Where's my word bearer? My only word bearer. So when it comes down to the word bearer, the back of him is much darker, whereas the front's much brighter red. Again, that was done more with a zenithal than a dry brush, but it did get the dry brush first. Still need to clean up a few skulls and stuff, but it was just a tester to see if I could do a world eater. But with having a lighter undercoat up here and a darker undercoat down here, it changes how the actual colour reacts. So your undercoat is very much a big part of how things look. Such as the blue on this one had a much brighter undercoat on it than some of the others, which is why the blue stands out quite a lot. It does draw the eye. It's a cheat technique. Let me. I'm not trying to fool anyone here. It's a cheating technique. It's I want you to look here, so I'm going to make it brighter, so you will look here. And then you're not going to look at the dark bits. But if you can get the undertone right, then the covering layers become brighter, they become clearer, and it makes it easier to pick out the bits that you want to go, oh no, I want you to stand out, and I want you to stand out, and I want you to stand out. I'm seeing if I can find my Necromancer. I mean, I have the skull base for him, which is too light for me to have under this light. So let's knock you down a few stages. So I have the skull base for him, which is okay. If I can actually focus it. And not knock my camera off like I've just done. Need help with your camera? Yeah, I do. It keeps bloody losing. It keeps dropping. Tell you what, how about you just go away? And I'll click on that. And I'll change that. USB camera not recognized. Oh. We are having major difficulties. technical difficulties right now with this. Didink. Doo-doo. Properties. Settings. This is the problem with having devices in the way of the screen. Cameras. USB camera, USB camera 2. Right, they're both there. Get rid of colour wheel because you might be taking up more resources than I have to spare at the moment. Where's... This isn't good. Bluetooth and devices. Cameras. USB camera 2. Yeah, that's fine. That's working. It's there. No, see that's... there we go. Yay! I got it back. Right, it doesn't like moving sometimes, this one, you see. But, see what I mean? Just does not like moving sometimes. Mainly because of the position that I've got it in. Yes, I know, connected, it's malfunctioned, and Windows does not recognize it because Windows is a twat. It's this camera, because it's on a bendy arm. If I bend it a little bit too much, it doesn't like it. I don't want to wiggle it too much. I just need to focus it, and it doesn't want to focus. And it is a manual focus, not a... Right, there's that. Let's bring that up to there. And let's try and focus it. Now it's up here. Ka-thunk. That was a 1, 2, 3 block. Why is preview not loading anything? Preview is loading. Camera, it failed to start. Please reload the page and try. What? Technical difficulties. Not at the end of the stream. Supposed to be at the beginning of the stream so I can fix it. Not at the end of the stream so it looks crap. Camera failed to start. Please reload. Right, so close that. Take this out. Unclip that from there. Move it around that way instead. Move light up. Right. Plug USB back in. Close that one. Open that one. Don't you just love technical difficulties midstream? Well, end stream, but still. Camera 2. Nowhere near in the right place or the right angle. Close enough that will suffice. Okay. Desk cam. Yeah, something off and on. There we go. So, will this actually show up now? No, because it's... Still losing focus, and every time I touch the damn thing... He doesn't like it. Aha, that's better. So that's the actual skull base for the Necromancer. I just need to find the Necromancer now. All that just so I could zoom in, just so I could focus it and show a Necromancer base. A piece of foam core is really naffed up. Right, did I manage to glue his hand back on with the book? I know I've got his scythe in his hand. But the answer to the book is nope. But some of the stuff like this, for instance, just bony Necromancer. But you can get a lot of nice effects just through dry brushing. It does have a book to go on this hand as well, and eventually he does go on that stand there, like so. So there isn't, I do have other things I've done, but to get like this white and green depth, that's, as well as the cloak and the bony scythe, and up there on the scythe. That was all dry brush. That was just dry brushing. That was when I used that technique. I do actually have his hand up here. His other hand, which is holding the book, which I need to glue back on. Speaking of which, no, let's go for a safer way of gluing it on rather than just dropping it in. There's got to be a something that I can put some glue in around here somewhere, so I can just dip certain bits in without getting it running all over the place. Now, as I spoke to Calm, no worries. The best activator that I have ever found has been Human Activator, because that is what Superglue was made for. And now I'm just going to try and hold his hand back in place and get his hand glued. There we go, that's better. So now he's got his book coming out, his staff and his stand, which actually needs glue on it. I can't get away with doing the dipping with the stand. I do have to physically glue this. Should have done it a long time ago. But it is what it is, and now I'm getting around to it. I'm going to finally be able to put this in the finished models section. That should be fun. There we go. So now he actually has his book, which I could do with writing a little bit on one of the pages. Even though he's got his little gem on the back, gem encrusted book. But that is my... Why does it go off every time? Every time. And then it loses USB camera too. Every fucking time. Bluetooth devices, cameras. Where's the loose connection for this then? Oh, fuck you. I know double me is not what people want to see right now. Come on. All I want you to do is be able to focus on the actual model that I would like to show, please. Oh, fuck no, that's not right. That went all weird and odd. I'm not having much fun with this camera. Right, that's really, really blurry. But for some reason, as soon as I touch that section, it just... I should never have started fucking around with the focus, should I? Hello? USB not recognized. I didn't even do anything then. USB not recognized. USB connection to this computer malfunctions. Windows is having a piss ass bitch slap is what it's doing. Do I have pinworms? I'm not sure what pinworms are. Universal North Carolina. I don't know what pinworms are. I know what pinning models are. I'm just trying to get my desk camera back at the moment because I'm having a few difficulties with it. USB saying that's not recognized again. Why the fuck not? He was working perfectly fine. You've been working fine for about 3 hours. And now you decide to be a pain. Cameras. USB 2. Right. Leave it like that. Leave it. At the moment it's saying it's working. Although it's not coming up as a device for me. It's coming up as a device for that one. But not from a desk cam. I think they might have unionized, you know. They're not being nice to me either way. See, the annoying thing is, I can put it on there. Or I should be able to put it on there. It says USB camera 2, which is what it is. But it's not recognizing it on that one. I hate having to do clicky things, and I'm not logging off until I've got it working. No, not mobile devices, cameras. Right, no, it's gone from there again now. Okay, now it's back there. Load preview? Load preview, good. Why is it not showing up? Right, just get rid of it for a second. Right, it's definitely there. I've got the preview open. Worked. Look, I know you're working. You're working on the preview. And now you've stopped working on the preview. Which bit is it that's not working? Is it something to do with this bit in here? It's certainly a wire thing by the sounds of it. I think the wire's been bent and twisted a bit too much. So maybe I've got a bad wire? Maybe? It keeps saying it's malfunctioning. So I'm going to have to get it right and then leave it out. Right, leave you there. Change that over to that, and then change it back. No. Close. Back into settings. Change camera from that to that. And back again. Configure video. Nope, that's fine. Change it back to 1080. Close that. Is it not liking it because that's working? There we go. Hopefully that'll be enough for me to be able to. Yeah. Okay, that's good enough for now. It will have to be. So move him out of the way. You can sit on top of some ruins for a moment. Now I can actually put him into finished models section. I do actually have his book on him there now. I will take some better photos of this and post them in finished models and Wowhammer for those who know each one. And yeah, I'll get a decent picture of this guy and try and actually post it. I'm gonna fuck around with this thing, essentially, but not on stream because nobody wants me to watch me technical difficulties. Nobody wants to watch technical difficulties, do they? No. You want to watch me paint stuff, and I finished the painting stuff. I've just got to let it all dry because his Mod Podge is going to take till tomorrow morning. Because I put shitloads of that stuff on there. A pretty picture. Yes, I shall take a pretty picture of him. And then I'll post it in various Discords where it needs to go. But on that note, thank you everybody who's came in tonight, and as well as any new subscribers. Who we got Miku. I know we had Miku 3 hours ago. Reminding me how far I've been streaming. And we had Daniel, so we had 2 new subscribers today. That is absolutely excellent. That's probably one of the best times I've done. We will try and get to 500 by the end of the year if we can. That would be nice. That way you can all have YouTube things, and you can all force me into doing YouTube perks. a little Schadenfreude as a excuse you? that sounds wrong. that sounds really wrong. Good night, Clumsy. I will speak to you soon. Sparkles will speak to you before I do, but I will speak to you soon. As well as everybody else. So, universally North Carolina, thank you very much for coming to see us. Calm, nice to see you again, mate. We'll see you again soon. Twisted, Dead God Burke, everybody else who's been in this evening, thank you so much, because otherwise without all you, I'm just some idiot sat here painting, talking to himself. That's how it works. And if nobody comes in, I'm just some random guy talking to himself. So you make it so I'm not nuts. Thank you for that. Please have a good night, or an evening, or an afternoon, whatever time of day it is where you are. Drive safely, and I will see you all on Monday. Monday should be the next stream. What I've got planned for Monday, I don't know. But I will see you all on Monday. So as I said, drive safe, and I will see you again. Thank you.